Good evening. This is the video newsletter for buysellshort.net for Tuesday, September 14th. Pretty choppy session today. We had some decent gains after an early morning sell off. The reason for the sell off, we had better than expected retail sales data. Market initially sold off, but then we had tech stocks really take the lead, especially the semiconductor stocks. The SMH went on a tear, and that just yanked the market higher. Now, we did ease into the close. We had some what looked like program selling, especially in the last 10 minutes of the day. We saw, very small volume taking a lot of stocks down into the close. Usually, when we see that sort of action, we see pops the next morning. So, let's see if we see that again. Quick side note on, you'll recall I've mentioned many, many times, news when it comes to economic news can have entirely different impacts depending on the day. Well, today we actually had something funny happen. We had the same economic data getting spun two different ways in articles, one after each other. I actually posted in the chat room. We had a headline saying gold hit a new high today, and the reason for that was, I guess the headline said, gold hits a new high on disappointing economic data as traders look for a safe haven. The next headline after that was, stocks extend their rally on optimistic economic data. Point of this all being, it's all crap. They're going to move the market where they want to move it, and they're just going to use excuses to move it. So, the business media, as usual, pretty much useless. We've got options expiration this Friday. I know some of the guys in the chat were a little antsy into the close today, but the volume was pretty low on that drop. We are up quite a lot over the last couple of weeks, so we are getting a little bit overextended. However, so many people do not believe this market. So many are short. We actually got, if you were looking at posts today, you saw a lot of traders starting to add to their short positions, sell a lot of plays today. We've got options expiration Friday, as I said. Probably what will happen is we see, if we do see some downside, it'll be small. I would say a flat market probably for the rest of the week is what we're looking at. Looking at the 15-minute chart, we broke out of that ascending triangle Monday morning. We still have support right now, 10,450. If we look at the daily chart, we can see on the daily chart, we still have upside. I really would only get concerned if we broke the 200-day moving average, so that's a 10,452. So, we've got about 75 points downside possibility on the Dow before I'd even become anyway concerned. Tech stocks continue to lead. Let's check out the SMH stocks. As I've repeated, every analyst and their mom has by now downgraded the semiconductor stocks and the sector, Texas Instrument, Intel. So what that means is the bottom is in. And as I've said before, I believe techs and the SMH are going to lead us into year end. And here we are looking at the SMH chart. We finally broke that down, that bullish falling wedge that's been in place from the late July highs. RSI is above 50 for the first time since the late July highs. We've got on-bounce volume looking good, stochastics pushing up nicely, and we are about to get a positive ADX cross. So SMH, very, very encouraging here today. And volume, was a little bit higher than it has been recently on the SMH. The up days continue to be bigger than the down days on the SMH. So that in itself is bullish. But let's jump into some stock plays. RGN. This looks to be a diamond in the rough, in my opinion. Very nice base pattern here over the last 3 months. It's had some very good news on its heart drug. Today, the American Heart Association picked it as one of its top drug trials. They get to present at a big conference in November. But looking at the chart, RSI breaking up. We've got a 3-month base, very, very strong ADX, stochastics in a very nice uptrend. And the play here is, other than biotechs, small biotechs have been popping left and right lately, check out DDD. This was one we picked up 2.5, 3 weeks ago down at the 36 to 40 cent area. The high here is a little bit fake. 70 cents plus today on this one. So 100% move on this one over the last 3 weeks. As you can see, this one also had a 3-month basing pattern before it went kaboom. Indicators all the same as we've seen here. Let's flip back over to RGN. Sold off almost at the same time that DDD did, has been basing for 3 months and looks ready to go on a tear. 32 cents lights this one up. 200-day moving average is our target on this one. Rock solid support between 25 and 28 cents, which is where I would look to add if there are dips based on the market. So very, very nice setup here. CXM cup and handle formation on this one. I tried to break out today, and a way to play this one, if you're in small, which you should be right now, is you hold a small position on this one, stops at the 20-day exponential, that's at 45 cents, and you wait for a break of 50 cents to add the rest of your position. So in small, waiting for the breakout of 50 cents, you jump in, you grab some more. Another trading alert today, biotech play, INSM, simply a play on this based out chart and the massive cash position they have. 96 cents per share cash, trading at 70 cents. Not one I would load the boat on. This is one we'd be waiting for a breakout on, but, you know, minimal downside risk on this one right now. If you were to play stops, I'd stick them at 67 cents. But remember, you're selling a stock that has no debt, cash flow positive, and trading $34 million. The company is free for all intents and purposes, just waiting for some news to light it up. Sticking on the biotech theme, PARD, very nice setup on this one. RSI about to break 50 for the first time since its sell-off back in May. Targets here, 55 and 65 cents plus. We've got stochastics also building strongly, and, you know, small biotech stocks all of a sudden have started getting news over the last few days, and that is really a good sign for these. We have HRBR up 50%, actually 75% in after hours on news. We had SNNS pop yesterday. We've got some other biotech stocks that have popped this week, so we could be entering a new biotech news season. And you remember how profitable that was earlier in the year, and we've got some very nice chart setups here. Great setup here on PARD. Stops 45 cents. NENG, we're flagging here again after recent breakout. Again, you know, this one dipped late on the day like a lot of other stocks. Traders just watching the indices. You know, the way some traders were acting and how stocks are selling off, you think the market was down 500 today. You know, we're going to see retraces like this. And especially in this low volume environment, it doesn't take much for them to shake these stocks down and then spike them up again. Next target on this one is $1.80 to $2 here on NENG. HILL, I think we saw the bottom on this one today. Full retrace of the breakout of the $1.25 hit late in the day with the rest of the stocks going, pulling back. Really low volume pullback. Touched the 20-day exponential today. Really thinking we're going to get a snapback move to 140 to 150 over the next couple of days. RSI has held the 50 level. Stochastics is down there at the 50 level. ADX is rock solid. And this is typically what you would look for on a big move, sell-off, base action, black candle. Should pop in tomorrow's session, just if it's going off previous setups like this. OPXT hit the 50-day moving average, traded as high as $1.62 today. The candle today is a little bit, it's fake. It's not fake, but red print right at the close as the rest of the market was selling off on low plays. Very, very nice setup on this one. Next target on this one is $1.80 plus. Rock solid support at the 8-day moving average at 147, and the chart looks like it's still got some nice up move. This is only the second day on the move, and we've been seeing these go for 3 to 4 days, so I think we've got some more upside on this one in the near term. Quick mention on XPRT. This play did not work out, did not bounce like it should. If you did not stop out at 120, and you're still holding, waiting for the bounce, 110 would be my line in the sand on this one, and a bounce back over 120 is where I would exit and, lessen, keep the stops, especially in a market like this. And if you do stop or, violate the stops, make sure you've got a secondary stop level, so that you don't just get stuck like a deer in headlights as the stock continues to fall. So that's pretty much it for the video tonight. RGN, loved the setup on this one. I think this one's going to be a very nice mover for us near term, just like DDD was, and really liking this setup going into tomorrow on PARD. Biotechs, small biotechs look like they're entering a new news cycle, so these are looking good. I will see you guys in chat room tomorrow. Good night.